So we're gonna do just like we did on the last APF rights, okay? We are going to go through your APF rights together. All right, so we're gonna start. Jacob, we're gonna start off and you're gonna start us off. Where is the first place that we look when we are grading our papers? What category? Level 3, and what section? Right, purpose, focus, and organization. So look at your rubric and point at where we're gonna be. Perfect. Where are we gonna be, Jacob? Awesome. So while Jacob's reading, I want you to be looking in category 3. What are some of the things we're gonna be looking for while he reads? Name me one.
Alternate or opposite complete but may not be completely addressed.
Okay, so that's the only one in 6th grade that we don't do. So what are the other ones we're going to look for?
Maintain some related material.
Perfect. So we're looking for, did he maintain his claim? Okay, did he stick to it? Jordan, what's something else we're going to be looking for there?
Adequate use of variety of transitional strategies to clarify the relationship between and among ideas.
Perfect. Jacob, what's something else? Good. So are we keeping the style and the tone? Do we have a variety of transitions? Did he maintain his claim through that? Okay. So I want you to be looking and seeing, does he do these things? All right, Jacob. Go ahead and read it for us.
Many people think that people should not be kept as pets, and I agree with them. I agree with them for 3 reasons. For the protection, they're aggressive, and many people agree with it. First of all, most people think they should not be held as pets, and I agree because of the protection. According to the newspaper article, Miami-Dade County votes to keep pit bulls out, it declares. A neighbor's pit bull had escaped from the house and was sitting in the driveway when 8-year-old Melissa and her mother returned to the house. The dog viciously attacked Melissa. These dogs can cause major injuries on people and other dogs. As you read, these dogs can be very mean.
All right, stop right there for me. Okay, so looking at the score of the level 3. Now he only read through his introduction and his first paragraph, but we're going to use our checklist to see where is he so far, okay? So Gregory, the first one you read was maintaining his claim. Gregory, do we know what Jacob's claim was?
Yeah.
What was his claim?
His claim was that people should not be kept as pets.
Okay. Jordan, do you feel like he supported that claim with his first paragraph?
Yes.
Yes. So far, Jacob has met that criteria, right? What is something that you felt like he did really well in this paragraph? Gregory, what do you think he did really well? Maintaining his claim. Jordan, what's something else in this rubric here that you felt that he did really well?
Well, his tone is very serious. It's serious in his tone, the way he's talking about the pit bulls.
Okay, is that appropriate for this topic?
Yes.
Yes. So you did both of those things very well. Do you feel, Jacob, that there's something you could work on in your paragraph? What do you feel like you could work on?
Elaboration.
Explain to me why you think you need to work on your elaboration.
Because I have less elaboration than quote.
Okay, so you have a lot more evidence here than you do elaboration, and what do we want to make sure happens with those two? That they want to be even, or which one should we have a little bit more of? Elaboration. Perfect. That's awesome. Another thing that I like that you did really well here is you also, I can see here, you have your variety of transitions at the beginning of your paragraphs, and I also see you have some within your paragraphs. So that's perfect. So when we look at this, what score do you think Jacob would be at Would he be here at this 3? Would we need to move up, or would we need to move down?
I think you'd be at the 3.
I think he would be at a D.
Okay, why?
I think he would be at a D because he uses most of the suite and most of the 3 will get to up to a 3.
Okay, what's the one thing Jacob thought he needed to work on? What'd he tell us? Jacob, what'd you say you needed to work on? Elaboration. So in his elaboration, he's restating what the quote says. And he has only one sentence for all of this evidence here. So look at your rubric. What does it say in a level 3 about elaboration? Can you find, Jacob? What part does elaboration fall under?
Evidence and elaboration.
Right, so he was looking under the evidence and elaboration piece. So when we look at purpose, focus, and organization, he maintained his claim, right? We skipped the second one because we don't do that one in 6th grade. You'll get that starting in 7th grade. Did he have the variety of transitions? Yes. Did he have an adequate progression of ideas from beginning to end? Does it make sense going from the beginning to the end? We only did the introduction in the first paragraph, but did it flow together nicely? Yes. Does he have an introduction here? Yes. And although we didn't read thus far yet, does he have a conclusion on his paper? Yes, he does. So I agree with all of you that yes, he would be at a level 3 in his purpose, focus, and organization. So awesome job there, Jacob. So now what Jacob noticed what his weakness was the elaboration part, which he kind of skipped ahead. So we're in the E&E section now. So everybody look at E&E. What score level are we going to start with, Jordan?
A 3.
A 3. So everyone point to the 3 under E&E so we can see where we are. Right here. There you go. So what are we looking for over here, Jacob? Read me the first one.
Generally integrated and relevant evidence from sources through references may be general or imprecise.
What does that mean? Generally integrated and relevant evidence.
Like, your evidence makes sense and it goes with your opinion.
Exactly. Your evidence makes sense. It's put in there nicely. It flows. It's smooth. And it goes with your topic and what you're talking about. Read me the next one, Jordan.
Adequate use of some elaborative techniques.
And the next one.
Adequate expression of ideas in form that makes them precisely the language.
And the next one.
Main specific vocabulary generally appropriate for the audience and purpose.
And the very last one.
Some variation in the sentence structure.
All right, so now let's look at these and see. So Jacob said that his weakness, he felt like, was his elaboration. Jacob, do you feel like there's something you did in this section very well?
My quote.
What about your evidence?
Like it flows with the reason and stuff.
Perfect. So your evidence flows with the reason, and it's integrated very nicely. Perfect. What is something that you feel like he did well?
I feel like he had a mix of precise and general language.
Good. What's something you feel like he did well?
The first one, general integrated and relevant evidence from sources.
Okay, so you feel like his evidence made sense with his topic and what he's talking about? Perfect. I agree. I think he did really nice job of integrating that evidence. He cites where he gets it from. He lists that. He has it in quotation marks, and it makes sense. So Jacob pointed out to us the part he feels like he was weakest on was his elaboration. He says it wasn't long enough. So where do you feel like Jacob would be? Point on your paper to where you feel like his score might be in evidence and elaboration section. What do you feel like, Jacob? Okay, so we all agreed on a 2. Why do you think you would be a 2?
Because I
Okay, so we don't have enough elaboration, and in your elaboration, what did you do?
I talk more about the quote.
Right, you restated what was in the quote. And if we look under score level of a 2, what does it say about the elaboration?
Repeated and
Ineffective.
ineffective use of elaboration techniques.
Okay, so here, repetitive. So you repeated what that evidence was saying, so that's why you fall into the score of level 2. Does that make sense? So, read this quote to us. Again.
A neighbor's pit bull had escaped from the house and was sitting in the driveway when 8-year-old Melissa and her mother returned to the house. The dog viciously attacked Melissa.
Okay. Tell me what happened in that quote.
The dog was sitting in her driveway and an 8-year-old girl came home with her mom and the dog attacked her.
Right. What does this prove about pit bulls?
That they can be aggressive.
They can be very aggressive.
And, they shouldn't be kept as pets.
What made this pit bull aggressive? Do we know? No, right? She came home and there was this pit bull just sitting in her driveway. Did she do anything to provoke the pit bull? What did she do? All she did was get out of her car, right? So you told me here that this proves that pit bulls are what?
Mean?
They're mean, and you said that they were aggressive, right? Did he have any reason to be aggressive? No. You just elaborated in your own words from this evidence. You see how you did that? So when you're looking at your evidence, I want you to remember, always ask myself, what is this proving? Okay? That makes sense? All right. Jordan.